Brandon Legendre, thank you so much for coming on.
Of course, dude.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me. I'm excited. Beautiful studio.
Yeah, it's a beautiful studio. I appreciate you coming on and taking your time out. Now, I wanted to talk to you because I feel like out of everyone in Austin comedy, we are the most similar in the sense of like career path.
Definitely, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we've had stand-up the whole time, obviously, but like no one else has had any interest in doing anything outside of stand-up. In basically all of Austin comedy, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because we both got on the train early of like podcast, producing video, and then I kind of was like, all right, and here comes the wave. And then everyone was just like, we'd rather ask you to do it for little to no money instead.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
And you're like, cool, thanks. I guess I'm valuable to people, so that's cool.
Yeah, well, valuable to them in like, we appreciate you a lot, buddy.
Yeah,
You know, like,
yeah.
not like here's some cash, but
No, yeah, money's not everything, but yeah, man, if we were just shooting sketches on the side, sure, I don't need money for that. But if this is like this is our day jobs and we spend a lot of time doing it, there is the lot of working for cheap or free.
yeah, and I think what I've found is the most frustrating part of, because it's like obviously we love it and we like doing this, otherwise we wouldn't keep doing it. But the one most frustrating part is people don't quite realize how much work goes behind the scenes. So then I found it frustrating when like comics wouldn't put any effort into the project, into the podcast itself.
Totally.
And then they're like, yeah, but you'll do all the editing. Like you'll spend hours later making it look good and I don't have to do shit.
Yeah.
That's the annoying part.
Yeah, I think one of the worst caveats that come with that is there's people like that, and while they won't take the time to just repost it or go through and give you even rough timestamps for clips, but then after every pod, they want to sit and powwow for an hour about how they're going to make this thing blow up.
Yeah.
That's something that I felt like every time, every time I got to spend an extra hour of being like, yeah, we could do this. I mean, really what would help is if you would just send me clip time and they're like, I got this. And then next week rolls around and it's like, the same.
Well, it's honestly crazy because people know what you need to do to be successful and they just choose not to do it. Same thing with stand-up, same thing I imagine with everything.
Yeah, I guess it's right. It's just like easy to be lazy.
Yeah.
I think a big thing that I try to remind myself when doing stuff like this is because, like you said, it can get frustrating. The lack of pay, the lack of like respect for your time and effort put in by others. You're going to hate every job you ever have no matter what.
You think so?
I just like almost every job. I'm talking in a little bit of an absolute. I'm sure if you're a fucking baseball player, like grow the fuck up. You get to play a children's game. You can't be mad. But it's like, I love doing this. And there's moments where I'm like, fuck, I got to go do. It's a job. This sucks. But if you just like take the time to be like, this is cool. We're doing shit that, like you were saying, young Jimmy would have loved to do. A very different path. We get to pick our own hours. We're doing this at 1 p.m. on a Wednesday, and we're not at like a corporate job right now. That's all sick.
Yeah. When was the last time you wore a collar shirt?
Like a couple days ago for my anniversary, and I was so mad she made me wear it. I go, look at this monkey suit you put me in. She goes, it's a collared polo, asshole.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck
It's
yeah.
just, you know.
Yeah, we
don't have to.
It's a great job, and you have to just sometimes remind yourself, like, I don't know, I felt like a job's always easier if you can take any sort of pride in it.
Yeah, 100%.
If you can enjoy it, so as much as you don't want to be here, if you can like go in and put in the extra effort and maybe take the timestamps for people or pitch them a few ideas or feel like you gave an extra fuck, then like that'll get you through the tough times, I feel like, you know?
Now, what got you into it to begin with? Like, I know you've done stand-up for years, but like, why start podcasting? Just to get stand-up to blow up, to help along that
I guess I had like not a huge... Okay, so I got really into podcasts before I started stand-up. I was finishing up college, playing college football. We'd have, you know, these mandatory on the field by 6:30 a.m. So you're waking up at 5:15 as an 18, 19-year-old. It's not fun to wake up, but I'd wake up and I'd listen to like the Monday morning podcast with Bill Burr. I'd listen to like Your Mom's House, Bad Friends, maybe actually it was even a little before that, but just these different pods, and it was like funny. I had never heard it. It started making me laugh. That's what kind of made me want to try stand-up.
Were you a fan of stand-up before that?
Dude, no, it's actually like really bad. Like, so I started stand-up probably 2.5 years, 3 into dating Erica, who I'm getting married to. And like,
which honestly, like, What a trooper, dude.
For
Anyone that's
real.
going to stay with someone like they were with you before stand-up and now they're like with you during and after. Like, it's crazy.
Dude, she met me and I was like leading the state of California in sacks. I had a full ride scholarship. She was either NFL or he's going to have like an amazing job. And I was doing lunch drop before this. You know what I mean? So like, shit's not sweet, but she's cool and she's
a real one.
A real one for sure. And so like, I was, listening to these pods and it made me kind of want to try stand up. But before, the girl I dated right before her was super into stand up and she would try and make me watch it. And I would be like, this shit's lame, dog. Like when I started stand up, she messaged me. She was like, not to be a dick, but remember when you told me that stand up wasn't real comedy because it's pre-written and made up? And I was just like, yeah, I was an idiot. I don't know. That doesn't even make sense. It's what every movie is pre-written.
Yeah,
and
or unless it's improv.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
real quick.
Yeah.
Something crazy.
Yes.
My wife's ex before me, his dream was to become a stand-up comedian, but he never had the balls to try it.
Ooh. That is like, oh man. We're both married. I don't care about my exes anymore.
No, of course not.
But there is still an ex or two that it's like, if they were to post and be like, I'm 400 pounds, I might be like, yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, that guy, maybe he's moved on, maybe doesn't care, but still a little bit has to occasionally just see. He's at least dove on your page, especially now, dude. You're blowing the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're a part of another super successful podcast. Like, you're getting to go on the road. He has to have at least looked once and just been like, God, she found the better me. This sucks. Everything I want it to be, he is.
It's just like, because when she told me that you want to be like, fuck yeah. But I'll be honest, I felt like, oh, poor guy.
Yeah, you're a nice guy.
But he's not a nice guy. Like, I just put myself in that situation and it's like, that would kill me. If I didn't have the balls to do it.
Yeah.
And then they found someone that did, like, that's the worst, I think.
What's it called? The 1 degree of separation. You're that. Like, you just have like commitment and drive. But if you like lost that for whatever reason, you could have been that guy.
And I could be that guy tomorrow. That's the thing. Like, we're always right there of being that guy. And I think that's one of the things that fucks with me the most. You know what I mean? That's why I can't give up, because I'm like, I know that if I don't, it'll work.
Yeah. Do you feel like, and maybe this is just a me experience, but I feel like in my life, a majority of things, if I've just fully committed to it, it's worked out in some way.
100%, yeah.
Which I don't, it's like, I don't know if there's truth to that. Maybe just shout out our parents for raising it or whatever. But yeah, that's kind of how I am at this point, where it's also too, it's like, even like, you ever just think back and look at some of This Is Bad episodes and be like, what if I tried to get a corporate job right now?
Oh,
what if they background checked me?
That's gone.
Really for both of us, it's pretty fucking gone at this point.
It's 100% gone, which like is even more freeing.
Yeah.
There is no plan B.
Yeah, there is
it's either this or I become a real estate agent. You know what I mean? There's no in between.
Yeah, I was doing refis and home loans before this. That's exactly what I was doing.
Were.
Yeah. And
During the pandemic, I got my real estate license.
Dog, I was making good money too, like more money than I knew what to do with. Yeah. But like, I mean, I was way less happy. And I enjoyed it way less. And like, sure, man, do I have moments where it's like bookings are slow for like the podcast stuff, which is like the real money and all that side stuff. And, you're picking up lunch drop or Uber shifts and you're a little stressed. And, I'm sure you have a bunch of friends who have like adult jobs.
Yeah, real money. Like they're successful. Like they're lawyers and doctors.
Yeah, I mean, I just, my buddy's having a bachelor party and he's doing that thing where there's like 5 groomsmen, but we're such a big friend group, like 20 people are invited to the party. I love that. That's what I'll do too. Except the best man decided that the 5 groomsmen will just cover all the costs.
For 20 people?
And they don't care because they all have real jobs. They told me and I was like, you're ruining me.
Wait, I don't even know what you're talking about. Wait, back up. It's
okay,
a bachelor party.
It's a bachelor party and we're getting a house in Lake Havasu.
Okay, that makes sense. So you have to cover the house, but everyone's going to come.
Everyone's going to come, and I assumed we would be like, okay, hey, so per night, it's this. How many people the first night? 7, everyone pay that.
That's shitty. I think everyone that's staying other than the groom pays. That makes the most sense.
That's what I thought. Like, and they were just like, I just thought it would be easier if like.
Okay, then count me out too. Count me with them. I want to be in that group.
I don't even need to be a groomsman anymore. Fire me, no disrespect, say la vie.
I mean, let's be honest. That's a burden is to be in the wedding. Like I have buddies that are closer to me than like family members, and I like don't want to be in the fucking wedding, dude.
Yeah.
It's like so much of a commitment.
It's a huge commitment, and also and again, it's my choice to have this job in life. It's my choice to live in Austin. I'm the only one who has to fly out because I'm flying to LA and then driving with them because no one would pick me up from the airport that was an hour away. So it's like I have a flight. And I make like $29,000 a year last year.
Have you heard of the discounts? I heard this on Twitter. When people are getting married young, like our age, you get to give yourself discounts on like the wedding gift, depending on if you did other things. If you fly to the wedding, 25% discount.
Ooh.
If you had to, whatever the fuck, like.
He asked you to bring like drinks or contact the liquor guy. Like you're in charge of that. Yeah. And
then I would say like a good gift would be like $100 according to however many decades you've been alive. So you're 2 decades, 2.5 to be like $250 and then take off a quarter for flying there.
Yeah.
So you're looking at like, I don't know, $200 to $150 maybe.
Yeah, that's fair. And like I'll get him a wedding gift and like it's not a big deal, but it was funny because when I was told, it was like very clearly that I was the last person informed and they weren't like asking me, they were telling me and they were kind of like, yeah, we knew you would act like this. So this is why you found out last. And I don't know. And I was just kind of like, all right, man, like it's fine. But like, I was like, dude, here's the thing. Like, I'm going to have to pay you later. Yeah. Like I probably won't have it that day. I'll get you it. I'm good for it. But yeah, I was pretty devastated. And it's like,
that's brutal.
Those are the moments where you go like, where it's hard not to be like, yeah, if I just like worked a 9 to 5, that wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
And we have a bunch of friends that do that and still do comedy, but it's the grass is half greener type shit.
I agree. There's good give and take with everything for sure. One of the things that I think sets the comedians back is that like they're so against the idea of just getting a regular job.
Yes.
Like any job. And I'm not even saying like you have to have a corporate job. Like even just fucking driving Uber, I imagine a lot of these guys are like, no, I'll just live in my car. You know?
Well, yeah, I don't
And then we're with them all the time, so that rubs off on me. Like I lived in squalor before my wife.
Yeah. No, same. I mean, I lived in like I live in like a nice apartment now and it's so affordable that I like can't believe I was like settling.
Didn't do it beforehand.
Yeah, it's Austin. It's so funny because people are choosing to live in their car because they can't pay $700 for a room in someone's place or like $900 if you wanted to live alone. That is so cheap. If any of them lived in the LA or New York scene, they would be fucked. But instead of legit, dog, if you make $2,000 a month, that's what, $500 a week? That's like nothing. You can make like $15 an hour and easily make that. You could live in a house and have AC and walls and a roof, and we still have people that are like, no, I'll just live at Planet Fitness in my car.
Yeah, I know. It's
I won't work out.
A lot of them, though. It's not like talking about 1 or 2 guys.
No.
Okay, so back up. You got into comedy because after you left the previous girlfriend, you got with Erica, and then in college? After college?
Yeah, I met Erica in my freshman year of college. So I was at like a junior college. We started dating like end of my freshman going into sophomore year. So she got to see me play. I had a really good year. I went to Murray State. 2 years there. And, you know, when I went there, it was like I like led the state in sacks before. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go probably play football or maybe coach or something. And then I just kind of like fell out of love with the game. It got like, they always say when you go to the college level, it changes to 100% a business. Because like if I play bad, it's not just like my PE teacher gets like scolded by the superintendent now. It's like, no, that my head coach gets fired and his whole family that he just moved to Kentucky, his 7 and 8-year-old daughter now have to relocate to fucking Ohio where he gets the next job. And they're constantly moving and you're putting your family through this like horrible life of like, I mean, if you're lucky, you're a coach somewhere for like 4 or 5 years and then you either get fired or move on to somewhere better. So like you're asking a lot. It's a lot of stress. And I stopped enjoying it. I wasn't the starter. So then you start to be like, okay, well, I'm not going to play in the NFL. That's kind of out.
Did you think the NFL could
I thought I was going to be able to play in like a smaller league and then maybe work my way to the NFL,
like the Canadian league or
yeah,
XFL?
Canadian or like XFL. And I, just like we were talking about earlier, I'd work hard and I'd go balls to the wall and it would all work out. I kind of just had that and, think about it some, but not too much. You don't want to get like too depressed or too excited about it.
So do you feel like that helped you deal with the ups and downs of comedy?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, dude, because I was like, football set me up so well to deal with the failures of comedy because like since I was 16, 17 years old, I've been, I was getting yelled at by grown men, cold emailing coaches, just begging to let them come play at my college. I mean, I sent probably close to 500 to 600 emails to different coaches. I mean, and it's not like you can just, that's like, oh, okay, Sam Houston, go to the website, go to the coaching staff, find the coaching staff. Okay, the email's not listed. Let's go to staff directory. Okay, he's also the math teacher there. Okay, now I have his email. Let's send it. How do I word it? This is before Chat GPT. I don't have help how to word. I just am guessing. And so I think doing all that made like all the failures of stand-up, all the no's, all the ups and downs, like very easy for me to accept.
Yeah.
The wave of emotion of like, I mean, it sucks when you bomb, especially if it's like your only set of the night and you just got to go home. That can be tough, but it's like, I don't know. I just was like, yeah, man, bad practice, bad game. You get the next one, you learn and you live. It made kind of watching and listening to my sets easier because I've watched tape my whole life and shit. So, I felt like it definitely prepared me, and it also made it easier because like while stand-up is competitive in a way, it's way more of like a friendly hang cool thing. Here, definitely.
Here.
In Austin.
Yeah.
And it's the thing where like, okay, well, let's consider, we're on a team. We're friends. We're in the same field. I would help you. You would help me in any instance. Yeah. We're on the same team. But like if we're on a football team and you're fucking off, it gets me in trouble. If you fuck off, it's like as a friend I can be like, hey Jimmy, you're fucking off. But I don't have. It's more like focusing on yourself in a positive way and less stress of like others around you and letting people down.
I would say even more so. Like think of it like this. Yeah. Right? We're very similar in our spot in the Austin ecosystem.
Yeah.
If this was a football team, we would be like battling for this spot.
Yes.
So if I fucked off, you would like that almost because then it gives you an opportunity or vice versa.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the problem is like with comedy at least, or at least the way that it seems that it is in Austin, let's say that, some of this is bad starts to do well. All that means is now we bring Brandon on and it helps put you on a spotlight also.
Totally, yeah.
Which is, I think, very different than the athletic.
Exactly. It instantly became a friendlier thing. And you worded it perfectly. You actually, where it's like, yeah, if you're fucking off in a sport, it's good for me. I don't want the guy in front of me to do well, which is, you do because it's for the team. But you're like, I want to help the team, not this guy.
When I was in high school, I played football, and there was this kid in front of me named Tex.
Yeah.
And Tex was a fucking asshole. And he would just like forget his uniform on game day and shit like that.
Real dumb.
Dumb. But he was right in front of me. So I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. Like every time he would fuck off, I would go in. And so one time the coach like put him in front and he's like, you're letting down your team. Tell Tex that he's letting you down. I was like, it's not that big of a deal.
Keep up with it. Get kicked off the team.
Yeah, literally. And I don't feel that way with comedy at all. In New York, I felt much more like I sit down at an open mic, someone goes up, they have a good joke. I'm like, fuck, why didn't I think of that joke? But I don't feel that in Austin.
That was in LA too. I mean, I was in Orange County right outside of LA, but I ventured in and it was like, there was no friendly-ness.
Yeah.
I was like warned of it. But you were like, oh, no one's friendly. It lives up to the expectation. I mean, guys like gatekeeping open mic signups.
Really?
Yeah, where you're like, what? Just I drove 45 minutes. Let me sign. I'll go up last. Just let me sign up, please.
He's like hiding the fucking
dude. Yeah, shit like that. Like people being like, I ain't hearing about no mic, and you're like, I just saw the guy sign up 20 seconds. What are you talking about? So yeah, you're right. Austin is friendlier and. That's why, and I'll do them because you have to. I hate comedy competitions because that's the one time that Austin stops being friendly Austin and it becomes like you're saying where it's like, okay, me and you are on the same show and we are friends, But if you go up and eat shit, it's better for me because you're a good comic, and now one of the good comics is out of the way. Which is like the one time where it's like not fun here.
Have you noticed the competition brings out the worst in people?
Oh, totally. Bro, because, okay, if we're on a show together and it's all our friends, we show up and it's like, oh my God, it's Homie Fest. I mean, we go put something good on the green room TV, grab a beer, shoot the shit. We start roasting. It's a fun time. Dude, at the competitions, it's like a locker room where you look at it's like, that guy has his headphones in, that guy's doing the Wim Hof breathing method, that guy's pacing and quoting his set. And like, everyone's making this small talk and there's this like looming like intenseness, and you have all the young people that like that are nervous and they're putting it on everyone, and it's just, I mean, I'm doing FPIA here in 2 weeks because like I just kind of, you know, you have to, and I want to work at Cap City, so I'm gonna do it and hope that they like me and I get to perform there. But it's like, yeah, it sucks.
I don't like comparing art. I don't like it.
It's so subjective.
Yeah, it's super subjective, especially because, like, do you remember when, I don't even know if you were, at the Creek when that happened, but there was a competition show called, like, Your Mom's Favorite Comedian.
Yes, I do remember this.
And there was, like, 3 women that were moms that they just picked out of the audience, and then they were the judges, and then they ranked all of the different comics. And Casey Rocket went out and just fucking murdered.
Yeah.
And they gave him the lowest score out of anyone because those 3 didn't get it.
Yeah.
And so they're like, he loses. And then when they announced that he lost, the audience was so angry that they went so crazy that Colton was like, I'm sorry, moms, you no longer get a say. Casey Rocket wins.
Wow.
And it was literally, the show was called The Mom's Favorite Comedian, and they didn't get to choose. And it's like, yeah, Casey Rocket's incredible, right? So they were wrong.
Yeah.
But like, that's how competition shit goes.
Yeah.
It's whoever, you know.
It should be the best. I mean, that's what also, it's the shitty thing though, because it's like, yeah, that's the problem with the comedy competition is there's not a fair way to do it, because you go, okay, 3 mom judges. Well, they don't realize Casey. So then you go, okay, audience vote. Well, then like so-and-so advances because they've lived in Austin for 20 years and they're a horrible comic and they never do stand-up, but they brought 25 people to the show. Yeah. And this is the only time you ever see them on stage. And so you're just like, yeah, okay, they advance. But then if you get judges and industry people, well, then maybe Casey Rocket kills, but they go, we can't market that guy to NBC. We can market her.
We already have a Robitussin guy on the line.
Yeah. We already have a guy who lives in his car. We need more homeless people. Yeah. So the comedy competitions, I get they're a part of it. I think the most fun way you can have like somewhat of a competition is like Ali Woe has a Gong show here in Austin. Yeah. And that one's fun for the listeners. It's you do 5 minutes. At 90 seconds, she lights up a glow stick, and there's 3 other people in the audience. They move the glow sticks around, and if one guy, you say a joke, and he's just like, man, this guy sucks, he lights you. And once you get all 3 lights, you get kicked off the stage. Yeah. The only time I got kicked off was on purpose. And it's like, other than that, it's like you go up there, you have fun. You shouldn't get kicked off. It's a fun thing. If you do.
They don't want to kick you off.
No.
And I think that's what people don't realize.
Yeah.
The audience wants you to succeed.
Everyone who gets kicked off, it's like, it's almost like self-induced. They before they go up, they're like, they're going to hate me. And they go up there and they just like don't do material and they're like weird. And that's like the green room where it's like a mix and weird because you get like, Allie's great where she gives a lot of young people like a chance to get up and do the show, and that's great because like newer comics need stuff, and they take it so seriously that green room becomes half like the boys being like, I don't give a fuck if these people like me or not, and then half like new people, headphones in, nervous.
I also think the club matters.
Totally.
The hang depends on the room that you're in too. Like
yes.
With Creek specifically, it's just like I think that's probably the one where people are the most comfortable.
Yeah.
And so you can just be very like, I don't care, let's have fun.
It's a fun green room, and like unless it's a headliner, as long as you're like a working comic, like because the shows are ran by other comics and independent producers, if you're cool, you can come into any green room. I mean, we ran our Thursday show together. There was never like, you're not on the show, get out, as long as you weren't just a rando.
It's the same thing as just like being in a circle in the back. Like walk up, start chatting. As long as you're not crazy, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, because it's the thing where like, dude, none of us are like that cool. You should be cool to everyone. Like if you think you're a cool comic, that's maybe like the lamest thing.
There are comics that are like, that guy thinks he's fucking cool.
And it's like, dude, besides like Casey Rocket, you know, Carlino, you can maybe say like Matt Ross, Bianca, a few of those people, like we're all like still trying to find like any sort of monetary success.
But dude, this is the craziest part, is the ones that do have that are the coolest.
Yes,
Who's
exactly.
nicer to every person he meets than Kam Patterson?
Oh, he is Kam Patterson is a saint.
Yeah.
Kam Patterson would, like, if a homeless person asked to open for him, he would probably let them, because he's that nice. Like, he's that nice of a guy. Kam Patterson is like so famous that if you bring him up on like a random show, he is going to get like a huge pop, especially in Austin.
It's like an Eddie Murphy type situation.
Dude, 100%. And he would come by our Thursday show all the time and be like, is it okay if I maybe do time? Hey, if you want the show, Cam, it's yours now.
That Thursday show was his debut in Austin.
Oh, wow.
We debuted him. It was the first ever show that he did in Austin, Texas.
Oh, cool. That's fucking sick. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Yeah, because he's like...
He was just coming to visit, and he was like, hey, can we hop on? And I was like...
So nice, so polite. He kills. He always asks. There's never entitlement. You'd never say no to him, and he's so funny that it's like, yeah, the show could already be 18 comics long, and you'd be like, it doesn't. They'll love Cam.
Yeah,
he's so funny. He's so good. And so, yeah, and that's the thing. Dylan, nicest guy. Casey, super nice guy. Like, all the people with success are normally pretty nice. It's like most people are rude because they're unhappy about something else.
Yeah.
You know, like when the guys
comics are always in their fucking feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So let's back up a little bit more. So you start doing stand-up.
Yeah, sorry, we keep getting off
college.
track. My bad.
Oh, you're good. That's the point of a pod. You start doing stand-up after college.
Mm-hmm.
Do you immediately start the podcasting or at the same time?
Dude, yeah. I got home and it was almost like I went to my first open mic and then I was like, here's my podcast.
Oh, really? So like same week?
Yeah, which is like...
Your last resort, was that it?
Yeah. Okay. It was, which I like... I will bring that back someday because I care about it. And it was like, before I stopped doing it, I did 165 episodes. That's several years of podcasting.
Once a week, yeah, it's like 3 years.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it. It just became like, I decided to focus on other projects. No one was listening, and that was fine. I enjoyed it, but I'll bring it back at some point. But I maybe I didn't start it like hand in hand, but I 100% was doing comedy only for 3 months before the pandemic hit. And like at worst, I started it right when the pandemic hit. So like either 3 months in or like 3 weeks in. But I remember doing it pretty fast and quick. And it was like, I just like wanted to have one.
Yeah.
I didn't care if people listened. I didn't care how it looked. And I mean, you know, the first one was like audio only on a blue snowball mic. It sounded like shit. First 2 episodes were solo. Not good episodes, I'm sure. I think you know, especially when you're like fresh out of college and you're like doing this new comedian path, like a lot of friends and family would listen, and I would do Would You Rathers on the pod, and like on the second episode I did the Would You Rather sit on a dick and eat a cake or eat a dick, and I just trying to be funny, so I was like, I hate cake, I don't know if I hate dick. And like remember my dad called me and was just like, yo, you can't talk like that on mic, like it's bad for our family and shit. He was like, please stop talking about eating dick and sitting on a cake, it's really upsetting me, if I'm being honest. And I was like, no, that's...
Well, here's the thing. I think and tell me if you had trouble too, being like, I don't know how to balance this of like the people that I like listening to speak this way, but I have a family and I don't want to disappoint or embarrass them, but like, this is the shit that I like. You know what I mean?
It's shit. I still do that.
You still have that argument with yourself?
A little bit, where it's like, you know, I go to post a clip and we're talking about like raw dogging or something, and it's like, Erica's parents do follow me. They're gonna see this, and like, they're very cool. They've never been like, tell your husband to get a real job or anything, but like, I also don't imagine them being like, fuck yeah. You know? So
dude, I had a girlfriend that while I was doing comedy, posting clips and everything, her grandpa pulled me aside one day and he started like explaining to me how great it would be to get a job as a postman, like at the post office.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, but like I do comedy. He goes, no, this is much better. And it's like, fuck me.
Yeah, that's the
grandpa doesn't come in unless someone made some calls.
Yeah. This is like they were in a group setting and he went, I'll talk to the kid.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, and you were like, fuck. Yeah. Early on is so shitty too, because now at least you can be like, look, I have a ton of followers. I produce this successful pod. These are all the shows. There's like a little bit of it. Early on, it's so brutal.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Even now, those credits work in our world, but they don't work to my fucking grandpa.
Fuck no.
He's like, oh, you're still broke? Yeah.
Yeah, you ever had the moment where like someone asks what you do and you tell them and then you can tell that they're like kind of like, oh, and so you start listing.
I lie. I don't tell them anymore. I lie.
That's smart. I guess I don't. I say video production is like is what I mostly to a stranger, but I'm, like if you're talking to like family or like. My dad always does this, so he's just like, hey, it's my son. He goes, hey, he goes, yeah, he's in town. He's a hilarious comic. And then it's like, well, now I have to do this whole thing. Yeah. And you're trying to like explain the accomplishments, and you can almost see them like tuning out because they're just like, oh, so you're saying made up mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, but here's the problem is like, I remember being that person too. Like, do you remember growing up and then like your dad well, you were in like right next to LA, so it might be a little different. But like, I grew up in New Jersey. Yeah. So like, I went to, I remember going to the doctor's office and he goes, oh, you like movies? Well, my brother's a director. And I said, oh yeah? Has he directed anything I know? And he's like, no. And I was like, but he's not a fucking director.
Yeah, you're right,
and it's
dude.
Like, guess what? He is. That guy is. I've met that guy in my adult life, and it's like very successful in the film world. But as a 15-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid, you're like, if you didn't direct, Knocked Up, then you're not successful. Like,
they don't get, like, no one gives a fuck. It just.
And so for us, it's even more so. You could be like, well, I was whatever. I did this, and this. And they're like, are you a golden ticket winner at Kill Tony?
Yeah, that's the big one. Anything. Yeah. As soon as you're like, I do comedy, and they're like, have you done Kill Tony? And you're like, I haven't been on. And they're like, why not? And you're like, well, like, I don't just get to like pick. Yeah, I've signed up. There's like 300 people and 6 an episode get on. Yeah. It's just not how it works. And yeah, it's a very hard thing to talk about, and you get self-conscious about it. One of the best things that really, like, and I appreciate my homie for like saying this to me is, I went back one time and we were having drinks and, you're fucked up, and we went outside to like smoke a blunt, and we were just talking, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm having trouble being away from all my friends and all my family, and things are going well, but I feel like there's not this there's not like a promotion I can show someone. There's not like a fat bank account to show. It's going well, but like in your world, it doesn't make sense. And I was like, and I'm self-conscious, and I feel like I'm the bum friend. And he was just like, hey man, have you noticed how like no one really talks to you or says anything about it? I was like, yeah, because he goes, it's not because we're embarrassed. We all just think it's cool as fuck. And we're just like, yeah, like, let you do it. Like, it's dope. Where everyone's like proud of you. It's cool. No one thinks you're a bum. Everyone sees that it's going well and you're making moves and doing things. And you told us it takes a long time. And it was like, that was like very nice to hear, because you do need like some support system in this. Yeah. And yeah, it's just like, as you get older, I mean, you just had a kid, like as life gets farther and farther on, yeah, it's hard not to have those moments where you're like, I mean, look at people who went to high school. Some people own houses and cars and have a family, and they take dope vacations, and I'm sure they're happy. And not that we're not happy, but it's hard not to get jealous of that.
Yeah, definitely.
And feel weird about it.
And I think, just being at a point where you're like, I have all of these things that I want and I haven't gotten them yet. Mm-hmm. I think that might be even more difficult in our world, because it could never come.
Yeah.
Like if I'm an accountant, I know if I just go to work every day and I put in my time, I'll be fine. I might not be the most wealthy guy that's ever lived, but like I won't be homeless.
Yeah.
We fucking might be.
We might be.
We might not be, because we have all these other skills.
Totally.
But like, if it was just stand-up, dude, I don't think I could deal with the stress.
Yeah, I don't know how you deal with that and how you just take it on. And it's like, it's also, there's just so many like levels of success, because you're like, yeah, how long do I have to wait? And I mean, like Bill Burr is one of my faves, but you hear him talk. I mean, he
40.
he was a guy who was like 13 years in, still working at a meat packing thing, had all his successful friends going, yeah, man, Bill's great. Bill works hard. Bill's funny. But like, you can't just make someone magically successful. And he's like one of the biggest comics now, but like you said, till 40. I mean, I'm about to be 28. How old are you?
28.
Yeah, same age. So it's like, could you imagine if like success was 12 years away?
Mm-hmm.
But also though, it's like, it's the weird thing where how you view time. Because
if someone told me success is 12 years away, I'd honestly be pumped.
That's the thing where you go like 40 is far away, but 12 years isn't that far. And then it's also like, you know,
the 40 is not even guaranteed is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
If the 40 was guaranteed, I'd be fine.
Totally. Yeah. You don't know. And
but the problem is being 40 and then still going up to that open mic and having to be like, so, you know, like,
yeah, like none of you guys know how funny I am, and all these young kids coming up and surpassing you in ways. And then comedy is the weird thing where like, I think a little bit in everyone's mind, the level of success is like, you're like Bill Burr, Tom Segura, you know, insert your favorite big touring comedian. There's also like a gap in between where there's like a guy that is like, you know, doing weekends, 3 out of the 4 weekends a month. And, you know, he's not selling out a 250 seater, but he's selling 120 tickets and he's making a decent living. And me and you have like never really heard of him, or maybe we only have because we're deep in this comedy world, but all our friends haven't. And like, yeah, that guy makes $80,000 a year, does stand up, tours the world, is probably happy. And it's like, that's a level of success in this too. It's just, you don't think of it that way. And so I think the weird thing with the stand up is you have to have a positive view, because you can either have the negative and be like, fuck, it will never happen and it's so far away, or you can go like, there's so many cool different avenues that can happen in it. You know what I mean? Like, you just never know. It's a very scary but cool thing. And I think, like you said, you have to surround yourself with positivity.